Melbourne, REO, Region Number 6, other government officials, regional officials, heads of departments of the Ministry of Agriculture, staff of the National Drainage and Irrigation Authority, farmers, residents all. Let me take this opportunity in welcoming you to the commissioning of the Mibicuri pump station. My name is Oda Chandan, and I will be your chairperson for today. It is indeed an honor to chair these proceedings today. During past rainy seasons, the Mibicuri area and the frontlands of Blackbush Polder have been adversely affected by rainfall. And therefore, this project is a very important project since it will bring immediate relief to farmers and residents living in those areas. I would like to now call on the Chief Executive Officer of the National Drainage and Irrigation Authority, Mr. Frederick Flats. He has been in civil engineering for the past 25 years, and he has a wealth of experience in this area. Mr. Frederick Flats.
Thank you, Mr. Chandan. Honorable Gola, Minister of Agriculture. Honorable Secretary, Mr. George Berbice. Regional Chairman, Mr. Armadan. Mr. Piggott, Chairman of the NDIA Board. All members of the head table. REO Region 6, special invitees, farmers, colleagues, all. This afternoon, it is a special joy of mine to be here at the commissioning of the Mibicuri drainage pump station. For years I've been involved in the hydraulics division and now the NDIE. And during this period, we all know that particularly in the backlands, we've experienced problems with flooding during periods of heavy rainfall. As part of the solution, the NDIA has constructed this pump here at Eversham to relieve flooding woes in the Blackbush Polder area. I anticipate that with this structure functioning as it is designed to, that the woes that were previously experienced will be over, particularly if the drainage channels are kept clear. I want to say that this structure has been completed at a cost in excess of 183 million Guyana dollars. In terms of the area that is supposed to be draining, about 25,000 acres, which we know is mainly rice. The number of farmers will be about 750. And in terms of the capacity of this pump, it's about 200 cubic feet per second, which in layman terms would mean that this pump is capable of pumping more than 70,000 gallons of water per minute. And in case you want to get a full understanding of that, when the pump is turned on, you will see that in about 15 minutes, this water in this channel will be pulled down. Having said that, we will still have some amount of responsibilities example, to ensure that we do not use this channel as a receptacle for solid waste. Some of the other pump stations, we've experienced that problem, where you put down a pump station for over $100 million, and then some persons just dispose of their solid waste in the channel, and that can have adverse and deleterious effects upon the functioning of the pump. And with the construction of this pump station, I would just want to quickly urge and encourage farmers who will benefit from this structure to pay whatever rates you need to pay, to the Water Users Association in particular, because it will cost money to maintain this structure. Now, I can speak art. I won't tell you why. Okay? It will cost a lot of money to maintain this structure, so we want to encourage farmers to pay the rates. Also, I'm aware that we have a number of farmers here, and right now there's some amount of concern in terms of what will happen in the next crop in terms of irrigation. I just want to assure you that the NDIA is doing all that is possible to ensure that farmers are able to get water at the beginning of the crop. As early as tomorrow, we would be getting one of the pumps back into operation there. So farmers need not be fearful. We have their concern at heart and would be supplying water for the next crop. Don't know if we have any of the operators for the pumps at the back here, but really we would want to encourage that all attention is paid to the operation of those pumps. When those pumps break down, it will normally cost the NDIA millions of dollars to repair. As I say that, I should also mention that we will also look forward to the proper operation of this pump. Having said that, I just want to offer my congratulations to Mr. Harichan Tulsi, who is the contractor here. It's a job well done. I know it's not the first one he's done. I know he's also working another pump station. Some of you will know that we have another pump station just at the back here at Bengal, which is under construction. We also have in this region another pump station at Joppa, or number 43, which is also under construction. At the Kanchi River, at Gangaram, there is also another pump station under construction. They're all similar, except for Bengal, they're all similar to this. In other regions, we have another pump station that is being constructed at Lima. So the NDIA is busy in increasing the pumping capacity throughout the nation. So we are in a better position all the time to take care of our drainage. I also want to offer congratulations to SEMCO, and we have a SEMCO representative here. They are the consultants for this program, and I believe that they have done a very good job. There is still some fine things we want to do to improve drainage in this area, and we will continue to do so. So with these few remarks, I want to say that I'm very happy to be here today at the commissioning of this pump station. Thank you.
Mr. Platts, thank you for those remarks. And farmers, you can rest assured that Mr. Platts will deliver. He started his career in Region 2, but he has done work all around the country. The National Drainage and Irrigation Authority also partners with the Water Users Association. Currently we have 11 around the country, and those water users monitor and maintain the secondary drainage and irrigation facilities around the country, or in those defined areas rather. At this time, I want to call on the Secretary of the Blackbush Polar Water Users Association to make some remarks.
Thank you very much, Chairperson, for this wonderful opportunity this afternoon. And as the Secretary of the Blackbush Polar Water Users Association, I proudly stand to represent the farmers at this level here. Honorable Minister of Agriculture, Ms. Mia Holder, Heads of Table, MDC Chairman, media, farmers, special invitees, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant good afternoon. I want to bid you words of welcome on behalf of the Chairman and Management Board members of the Blackbush Polar Water Users Association on this special occasion of commissioning of this pump and a wonderful initiative by the government of Guyana. I speak this afternoon representing the farmers how we are all pleased to see Region Number 6, East Berbice currently another new development whereby farmers will benefit a proper drainage. Honorable Minister, this will be for betterment for the farmers not only in the Blackbush area but also farmers from Adventure onto Eversham who are cultivating their front land. During the May, June, December, January heavy rainy season, the catch crop farmers experienced great loss due to the heavy downpour of rain. I think positively that this new development will ease every burden in the region. I want to encourage all persons, especially farmers and stakeholders, to see this development and ensure to take good care of it, despite of many criticisms. Today, as we witness the commissioning of this new project in observance of Agriculture Month, I have felt overwhelmed as a catch crop farmer to see this long-lasting dream materialize. Allow me to extend congratulations to a very hard-working personality, Mr. Harichuran Tulsi, for a well-done job. And in my closing remarks, I want to say special thanks to the Regional Administration of Region Number 6 and to the Government of Guyana. Well done job. And we are fully thankful for the fulfillment of all needs farmers desire and wishes come true. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Pearson. The water users continues to play a vital role in monitoring our drainage and irrigation infrastructure around the country. So we're very, very thankful to them. Operation, servicing, and maintaining of these irrigation and drainage infrastructure are also very important. Our next speaker is the head of our mechanical division at the National Drainage and Irrigation Authority, and he holds a Master's of Science in Engineering Management, Mr. Avinash Singh.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Honorable Minister of Agriculture, Mr. Noel Holder, members of the head table, special invitees, fellow guides, good afternoon. The National Drainage and Irrigation Authority over the years, been executing an active program to continuously improve the country's drainage and irrigation infrastructure. One significant component of this effort is to replace old and undersized pumps and to deploy additional pumps to meet the growing demand in drainage as a result of increased farming areas, acreage, under cultivation, and the enormous problems posed by the rising sea levels. In fact, the rising sea levels have made several of our sluices dysfunctional. Previously, we were able to successfully drain most of our coastal areas by way of gravity drainage through the numerous sluices along the coastline and riverbanks. Increasingly, we are forced to deploy mechanical and electrical driven pumps, even though it is very costly to supplement or substitute for dysfunctional sluices. This is the situation at this particular location. Compounding the situation is a clogging of channels with what is familiarly called sling mud. It is anticipated that with a pump of this capacity, 200 cubic feet per second, along with the other two pump stations being constructed at number 43 Village and Bengal, would be substantially addressing the problem of flooding. As a matter of fact, the area was previously drained by 180 cubic feet per second drainage pump at number 43 Village and one number 40 cubic feet per second pump at the present location. This giving a total of 120 cubic feet per second or 54,000 gallons per minute. With this station and the other two stations, when completed, the total drainage capacity of the new pumps will be 600 cubic feet per second or 5 times what previously existed. This five-fold increase in drainage capacity amounting to 270,000 gallons per minute, which would substantially reduce flood threat to our hard-working farmers, hence improve their profitability. The complete pumping equipment installed at this location came under India line of credit. All the equipment was previously tested and found to be acceptable. As can be seen, the works was done according to specifications outlined and high standards demanded of contractors by the NDIA and by the extension of the Ministry of Agriculture and the Government of Guyana. In our role of overlooking the engineering aspects of the installation and maintenance of the NDIA assets, we undertake to do our best. Hence, we are calling on the beneficiaries and residents at large to keep a watchful eye towards protecting the integrity of this equipment and avoidance of pilfering of fuel, lubricants, and others by those who are bent on derailing the sincere efforts of the Ministry of Agriculture, who provide adequate economical services to the stakeholders. We stand ready to receive and act upon information in this regard. In closing remarks, I am available to provide any technical information after the formal aspect of today's proceedings. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Javier Singh. At this time, I would like to take the opportunity of saying thanks for two engineers that played a very integral part in this project, Mr. Dave Hicks, our senior section engineer, and Mr. Rickford Su, our regional engineer. During this project, the NPIA contracted a consultancy firm to ensure that the project was done according to design and specification. I would now like to call on Mr. Chip Yusuf, Senior Engineer of SEMCO, to make some remarks.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Honorable Berbice, Minister of Agriculture, Mr. David Arbogan, Regional Chairman, Region Number 6, Mr. John Tibbet, Chairman, NDA Board, Mr. Joel Berbice, Foreign Secretary, Ministry of Agriculture, Mr. Frederick Platts, CEO of NDA, special invitees, ladies and gentlemen. As mentioned by Chairman, I am a representative of the consulting firm, SEMCO. The managing director of SEMCO, Mr. Raymond Laxman, is not here today. He asked me to offer an apology for his absence. In fact, he has a medical appointment. My remarks today will be confined to the input of the consultants in this Eversham medical resort, Eversham pump station. The consultant was involved from the initial stage of the design of this pumping station. SEMCO was awarded a services contract for the design of this Mibicuri pump station, which we did successfully. Following that, we were again through competitive bidding, first design for the first services for the design was done through competitive bidding. Again, we went through the process of competitive bidding, and we secured another services contract to supervise construction of this Mibicuri pump station. The responsibilities of the consultant, you can see we have to ensure that the contractor builds according to the drawings, because the working drawings and the technical specifications. These he got when intended for the job, so he knew exactly what he had to do. So we are here on site to ensure that it complies with the working drawings and the technical specifications. In doing that, SEMCO allocated 2 engineers, a resident engineer and an inspector of works, who are permanently here from the beginning of the works to supervise the construction activities performed by the contractor. We also have to methodology in constructive proposals utilized in constructing these works will have to be approved by the consultants to ensure they comply with approved engineering practices and also the environmental management plan for his construction works, and also in keeping with the safety regulation, employment, occupational safety regulations. Those 2 pieces of legislation have to be observed in this construction. Additionally, we have to manage the completed works and approve the invoice for payments. We also have the additional responsibility to, that is in our terms of reference in additional responsibility as such, to undertake the contract administration to ensure the contractor completes the work in time as specified in his contract and within the allocated budget for the works. In achieving this objective, we have instituted monthly construction management meetings with the client, NDIA, the consultant, Sampu, and the contractor, and the farmer's representative, met on a monthly basis and review the progress, the actual progress of the works against the projected progress. Actual completion versus projected completion. Problems are, if there are problems with contracting and encountering, those are discussed there, and solutions are formulated to progress the works. Also that meeting, we have the activities planned for the coming months will be discussed and approved. Minutes are recorded at these meetings and distributed to the attendees and the attendees. I would like to move now to give a brief outline of the construction of this Mibicuri pump station. The contract for this construction for this Mibicuri pump station was signed in October 30, 2004. 2014, sorry. The commencement date being January 19, 2015. However, there was an ensuing delay in commencement of the works due to the not providing the steel sheet piles to the contractor as specified in this document. The delay in providing the steel sheet piles which are necessary to start the works, these piles are in the foundation of the pump station. That's the first activity we have to do. Until the piles are received or handed over to the contractor, the works will not have started. So although his commencement order was January 19, 2015, physical work started on site here on April the 10th, 2015. It's incurred an 88 days delay. The duration of the contract period for this work is 7 months. And as mentioned earlier by the CEO acting of the contract price is $183,388,700. The main features of this pump station can say the inlet, inflow into the sump of the pump. You have the superstructure building, you have the discharge pipes, of course you have the pump which has been mentioned to use 200 Q6 to translate to approximately 90,000 gallons per minute. And you also have the discharge pipes. The pump is not a standalone, it's been driven by the diesel engine. I should let you know that the elevation of the sump of the pump is some 16 foot below your level you are sitting there on. So you can imagine the difficulty the contractor had in putting down his foundation. He had to go below 16 feet, which necessitated him showing up the size of the excavation. Anyhow, there were a lot of teething problems, but that was overcome. And if we look at the foundation itself, only this building, the foundation, we have 32 number, 65 foot greenheart, 14 inches diameter piles, call them bearing piles. And also we have 106 pieces of 33 feet of steel sheet piles, which we call the tanking piles. That is to prevent seepage under the building, under the pump station, sorry. So give you an idea and appreciation of the magnitude of the works. 380 meter cube of concrete is casted here, and 50 tons of steel is placed within those concrete sections. Now this occasion here today marks the completion of this Mibicuri constitution. I mentioned earlier that the construction work started, actual start was 19th of April 2015. He was awarded the day lost due to delays in 8 days. The revised completion date is November 14th, 2015. So we can safely say that the contractor has brought in the finished product to complete pump station within his 7 months contract duration time. And also look at the finances with the outstanding payments due date, which is 10% of the works, and the projected cost to completing the works will be a very small saving in the allocated budget. So we can say the work will be completed within the allocated budget. The consultant also like to express one thing very true. So we are happy to work along with Harry John Tusi. He does a high standard of job. He's very committed and focused. I should tell you before I close that this contract is based on the east coast of Berbice. And 90% of the staff is also based along the corridor east coast of Berbice. So they come up here in stints, 2-week stints, to work. But these 2-week stints are basically from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. And then the boy is disbanded, the room is 4-5 days. He energized, return, so it moves. And also use this time to express gratitude to the surrounding residents. I know there were a lot of noise in driving those piles under the foundation of those 55 feet. And the head of those piles are 16 feet below where we are standing. But we haven't had no major complaint from the residents, so I'm just thanking them for tolerance and patience. And I say thank you.
So thank you for that very detailed description of the project. I would like to take the opportunity to acknowledge Mr. Harry Tusi. If you could just raise your hand, because I don't think everyone knows you here. And thank you for a job well done. In every organization of this nature, you need a proper functioning board. So I would now like to call on the man at the helm of that board, Mr. John Pickett, to make a few remarks.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Holder, Honorable Minister of Agriculture, fellow members of the head table, special invitees, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a relatively new kid on the block, in that I just was appointed to chair of the board, and for the reason that I'm a new kid on the block, I'm happy to be here to be at the commission of this new public station. I know the frustrations that most farmers have when their crops are felled out. I know the insecurity it creates in family life. in the community at large. This pumping station, as it is, has cost quite a sum of money. And to that end, I expect that the 700 odd farmers who will be benefiting from this particular installation will add to their management skills in their crop growing, whether it's rice or vegetables or whatever it is. So that at the end of the day, when you calculate what is being invested in this compensation, or what comes out as additional produce from the farming community, which in essence should also be effective in terms of the earning power of those farmers, that this compensation will benefit for you as individual farmers here in the area, the region, and the country. It is often that we come to these commission ceremonies and we find it's a very nicely laid out compound, and everybody's nicely seated in their tent and chairs, and we have a nicely standing area, which looks quite neat and tidy. I expect that at some point in time, that whoever is responsible for managing the day-to-day operations of this particular facility will ensure that the facility remains in this pristine condition, or as best as possible. It's very often that we see facilities of this nature covered in bush and vines and you name it. And the station itself is a very untidy state of affairs. I hope that those of you who will be left in charge of this facility will ensure that it remains the way it is being set up today. I wish to congratulate the team who were involved in this particular installation, starting with the consultants who began the drawings and supervised the construction, the contractor, and the team from the NDIA, who I'm sure are now proud that what they have been struggling for the last few months is now reality. To all of you, I wish to thank you for the efforts you put in this exercise, and to hope to visit every so often to ensure that the standards are maintained, and that the farmers themselves continue to feel that we have indeed given them something to help them to improve on their welfare, and to ensure that the families and the community itself continues to progress. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Pivot, for those words. And I know, looking ahead into the future, I know that the NDIA will be going places with Mr. Pivot as at the head. I will now like to call on the regional chairman. Before I do so, however, I would just like to say that our regional chairman that is on our board play a very important role in terms of being our watchdog over our drainage and irrigation infrastructure around the country. So I would now like to call on Mr. David Armagon, regional chairman.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Honorable Minister of Agriculture, Mr. Noel Holder, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Mr. Jarvis, Mr. John Pivot, the Chairman of the National Village Irrigation Board, other members of the head table, REO, Chairman of the Blackbush Corner NDC, and I see at the back there my good friend Mr. Lionel Wadsworth, who was then one-time CEO. I recall the 1st of February 2012 when I was made regional chairman in region number 6, and I came into the job fully baptized by water everywhere. There was 4 days of intense rainfall prior to the 1st of February. So when I came onto the job, there was virtual flooding in every single area in Berbice. So I always say to people, I was baptized by water. And since that time, I recognized that the gravity drainage system that we have in place was incapable of dealing with those high intensity rainfall periods that we were experiencing. Because our present system of gravity drainage is only designed to take off about 1.5 to 2 inches of water in a 24-hour period. And once you have more rainfall than that, and sometimes you have 5 to 6 inches of rainfall in a 24-hour period, you are bound to have flooding. And so one of the ways we said, we cannot continue in this way, because in many areas of our region, farmers, cattle farmers, rice farmers, cash crop farmers, people who rear livestock were suffering tremendous losses as a result of these heavy floodings that we were having all over the place. And so we thought that there must be a solution that has to be found to mitigate the effects of, or to mitigate this heavy flooding that we are having. I recall in that particular year in Blackbush Polder, it took us 14 days to get the water off the land, 14 days. The water began to even smell at some point in time in the Blackbush Polder area. And I remember a lot of cattle were dying in the corporate savannah because there was no way of getting rid of the water that was accumulating on the land. And so we made a conscious effort that we have to be able to solve this problem in some way. And therefore a conscious decision was taken at that time that the only way to ease the situation is to provide suitable high-capacity drainage pumps to deal with the water on the land which accumulates over a 24-hour period once there is heavy intensity rainfall. And so Lionel Wadsworth, the then CEO of NDI, was tasked by the government with the responsibility of ensuring that we procure suitable pumps for not only for our region, but many other regions of Guyana, so that we can mitigate against the effects of flooding. And as a result of that, pumps were installed at Gangaram, as you have heard from someone before me. A pump was installed at 19, where there's always flooding once you have excessive rainfall. A pump was installed at Rosal Town, another area which is prone to flooding. A pump is being built right now at the number 43 village. There is an opening there at Bengal with a new drainage system, and we also have this one here that we are commissioning today. All these things were designed to ensure that we can take care of long-term flooding. There will be flooding at some time when there is heavy rainfall, but we have to be able to take the water off the land in a few days so that we can avoid having a situation where farmers face the possibility of losing their entire crops and sometimes their livelihood. So these are necessary interventions that we have to make. And so today I want to pay tribute to Mr. Lionel Wadsworth, whose work today is very all over the place. And not only that, the work of Freddie, who was there before, and so many other people who were there within the board, who have done a tremendous lot of work to ensure that we are here today to make sure that the people in Blackbush do not suffer. Blackbush Polder has about 20,000 to 25,000 acres of land under cultivation. And the frontlands has another 25,000 acres under cultivation. So within Blackbush Polder and the frontlands of Blackbush Polder, we have over 50,000 acres of land under cultivation. And so once water is taken off the Blackbush Polder area, because The only area that really would have been spared of heavy flooding is the Leslie Holden area. All the other three Blackbush Border areas would have come for heavy water accumulation. And so we are beginning to solve some of these problems as I speak. But one of the problems that we are experiencing presently, and this I'm happy to, that the acting CEO of the NDI has alluded to this problem, and has assured us that there will be no problems relating to irrigation water as the farmers are now preparing to return for the other crop. We have almost completed in the Blackbush Polo area 98% to 100% of the harvesting. And so farmers have already started and some have already completed land preparation for the next crop. And so the water is now. We are talking about this beginning of the second crop, this other crop now in Blackbush Polo to begin in about 2 weeks' time. So, CEO acted, you don't have too much time to deal with some of these situations. Because in Blackbush Polo, out of the 5 pumps we have there, we have 1.5 working. 1 work only during the day and 1 work day and night. The rest has been out of commission for a couple of weeks now. And we also have to a situation in Berbice, which also got a sizable acreage of land under cash crop as well as rice cultivation. We have a situation here where only one of the 2 instances are working. And we have also a hydro here too. So we want all these things, and I'm glad that the CEO has given us that assurance that all these things are going to be put in place in another 2 weeks or so that we can begin to push irrigation water to the farmers and cash crop people. And even the livestock people are beginning to get problems because there is no water for the animals roaming around in the savannas. And so we need water. And even as I speak, the pumps should all be working because even when Blackbush Polo has already completed its harvesting, we have over 50% of rice land under cultivation outside of Blackbush Polo that needs water to grow. And therefore at some point too, we have to be able to regularize this rice crop business where people are planting throughout the year. And so we got to be able to pump water throughout the year. This is not seasonal anymore. This is a question of having your pumps ready all the time because you got to be pumping water almost throughout the year. And this is a situation that we probably would need to look at very seriously in terms of regulating the plantation.